So this is Christine's Caliban for The Tempest. Okay, so what are the tricky parts that you want to work out?
The tricky parts I like to work out is the skin tone and the shading.
Okay, what color is the skin tone? It just says
White.
skin tone. It's what?
A bluish white.
Okay, so you should write that on there. So where it says skin tone, you should write bluish white, right? So we know what it is. And then what's your shading color?
My shading color is from my new Hoo Mocha set, the 200.
Mm-hmm.
And
But you're going to have to do the shading on your face. So what makeup color are you using? That's what I'm asking. I can't see you, Chris.
I'm going to use cool gray.
Okay, so you're going to have to write your colors on there. That's what you want to write. And also in your worksheet on the top line, it should say Tempest. That's your performance, right?
Yes.
Not Caliban. Caliban's is not the name of the play. Caliban's a character. And also check the spelling for Caliban. Okay?
Okay.
I think you've misspelled his name or her name.
Yeah.
So you need to do, and then do you have your character analysis for this character?
Yes, already done.
Okay, it needs to be in sentence form. You need to write 5 sentences.
Okay.
And what you want to write in your sentences is why you've designed that makeup to reflect that character. So let's talk about that for a second, because everyone can learn from that. What is something about, like, let's, for example, talk about why did you pick the blue-white skin tone?
I picked it because Caliban is more of a spirit, and spirits are deadly creatures.
They're deadly?
Some of them are deadly, like Caliban.
Okay. So that's an excellent way to start your character analysis is. Caliban is a spirit creature or a deadly spirit creature. So I am using whitish blue for his skin tone to indicate his lack of blood or whatever, right?
Yes.
And
And I do have something for his personality.
And what?
I have something for his personality.
Okay, can you put it in a sentence form?
Yes, I actually put down a serial killer for his personality because sometimes his lack of empathy for his victims.
And who is a victim of his that is in the play?
His mom and dad.
I don't read that in the play. Where is that in the play?
It's not in the play, but
okay. So it should be from the play. Your character analysis should be from the play.
Yeah.
So you can talk about certain things from the play that relate to Caliban.
Yeah, I say he's a serial killer because the way he looks and the way he treats the inmate.
But the thing is that that's what you want to do is you want to say what he is, and you're making him look a certain way because of the way he is.
Yes.
You're not going to say he's a serial killer because he looks this way. You're making him look a certain way because of who the play says Caliban is.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'd like you to do, I like your sketch a lot. I think it looks great. But I'd like you to write your 5 sentences about, this is my character, Caliban, and, you know, he is this kind of a character. That's why I have chosen this skin tone. That's why I've chosen this very angular pattern on his face. That's why his shading is this way. Okay.
Okay.
So write those 5 sentences and I'll come right back to you.
Okay.
All righty. Anybody else with questions?
Hey Pam, do we write 5 sentences for each of the 6 drawings?
Correct.
Okay.
5. It's when we go, let me go to the, let's go to the rubric and the assignment, the actual assignment for this. I'm going to pull it up so that we can see it, because it seems that just so there's no confusion over it. So you can find it in modules. I'm just going to pull it up before I make you crazy by scrolling. And you can find it in assignments. But sometimes modules gives you more information because the lectures are closer to it. So let me do a screen share. Here's our course modules. Here's our final makeup prep, which is what we're doing today. This is talking about the style. How will you tell the story and what style? You're trying out and practicing your makeup for the final execution. You've selected your characters. You've included different age groups. You've included different genders. You have included different species, all socioeconomic groups, so that every character is represented for the whole play in your 6. You have selected some inspiration images for each character. And then we go on to the actual breakdown for the play, which is, this is a complete design project with a cohesive concept. You're reading a story or play. You're figuring out the visual concept that tells the main theme. You're writing a concept statement about it. This play is about, and because of that, I am going to illustrate it this way in the makeup. Okay, it helps explain the story, the 6 characters, schematic in color to illustrate and represent the entire visual execution of the story. You're researching those characters and writing a short character analysis for each, and why the visual elements you selected best represent the character. Provide 2 examples of primary research, and we talked about that, meaning primary research means that is something that is particularly inspiring to you and specifically not a makeup that's already been designed by another makeup artist. So if you're doing Alice in Wonderland and you want to look at Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland and you're influenced by the makeup for that, it can be an influence, but it cannot be copied, because then you would be copying someone else's design. And that would, if you were copying someone else's book, that would be a copyright infringement. So it's the same thing is true in art. So you want to do primary research. Then on Wednesday, you will execute one makeup completely and create the complete portrait. And then document it with a selfie. And you know, if you do your selfie with it, the screen away from you on your phone, it's going to be a better picture. And here's the final makeup document right here, which gives you everything in one form that we just discussed. Concept statement, character schematics, character analysis, one makeup to be executed. Here's some design ideas. And you cleared with me if you weren't doing that. And here's the points. So 24 points for 4 points for each schematic, 24 points, 4 points for each character analysis, excuse me. 2 points each, so 12 points total for the reference graphics or research images. 5 points for the completeness of your photograph, and 30 points for your execution, your actual physical makeup execution of your one character, and that's a total of 95 points. And then any 3-dimensional techniques, you can get up to 10 points of extra credit, so you can have a total of 110. So that would be 3D techniques, putty, latex, prosthetics, pre-made. You could make a prosthetic today and apply it on Wednesday. Crepe hair, a ventilated piece, or some other three-dimensional technique, and then you get your total of 100 points. So any questions on that? Here's our final makeup execution information. So I just wanted to share that so that you've got a really clear understanding of what, that's why I give it to you a couple of weeks in advance so you can be thinking about it and reading your play. Any questions about it?
I have one question.
Yes, Ida.
The inspiration pictures that
Yeah.
you showed were not of faces or makeups. Can we
It
still
can be.
have?
It's
Okay.
not that it's not that you're prohibited from doing a face.
Okay.
Because
I've been looking at a bunch of different makeups.
yeah, you can look at a bunch of different makeups, and particularly if that is an inspiration and the makeup that you're looking at is not for the character that you're doing, right? So you
Yeah.
might look to Vogue magazine for a specific character influencing a character because you want to do a certain eye shape. And taking that design element out of a particular makeup and putting it into your makeup and then reinterpreting it for you, you're just doing one element. But because let's say you're doing, Snow White, the Snow White character is not a designed character. You're doing it from some other unrelated resource,
Mhm.
right?
Okay.
Okay. And just like movies can be used to an influence, but they are already designed. So you want to be very careful because that is definitely a secondary resource. It's something that someone else has already designed. And what they do is they do a shortcut for you then, and you don't get to have as many ideas. It limits your choices by looking at what someone else has done. And for some people, when you look at what someone else has done, you can't think about anything else.
Yeah, that actually happened to me. Like I saw, before I was looking for inspiration pictures, I was Googling the play and found a lot. And my mind is just there. I can't see anything else. It was hard to find like a different idea.
Yeah. And
That's
so
actually,
you don't want to be overly influenced by that.
that's like an obstacle for me.
Yes, it can be. That's a very, very good point. That's why I'm trying to steer you away to this, like, find your own voice thing. Okay. And then any other questions? Christine had another one, but anyone else before? Because we've already talked to Christine.
Actually,
A minute, Christine. I'm asking if anyone else has one because we've already talked to you. So does anyone else have a question? Because I'll come back to Christine. Okay, great. Go ahead, Christine. Let me get you on here and go ahead and ask your question.
okay, it's kind of like a comment.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of makeup videos on YouTube, even XF. Is that okay for study?
Well, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to find a visual image that you can submit with your makeup. So if you're watching a particular video for a technique, that's fine.
Yeah, that's my
That's not
question.
but just like, did you understand what I was talking to Ito about? You can use it for an inspiration, but it is not something that you can say, oh, look, they're making this monster on this YouTube video, so I'm going to do that for Caliban. That would not be appropriate because that would be using someone else's design.
Yeah, I'm just taking a spin off.
So you'll need to find some inspiration pictures that speak to your design. Did you do your 5-sentence character analysis yet?
Yes, and I found a great inspiration photo for Caliban.
Uh-huh. We talked about that. Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, it's a deadly swordfish.
Yeah. Remember we worked on that last time?
Yeah, and I have my 5 sentences ready.
And you have, okay, good. Let's hear them.
Okay, this is Caliban, and he is.
Did you write that, Christine?
Yeah. I dictated
Okay.
what I said, and my mom wrote it.
Oh,
If
so
that's
she
okay.
up her handwriting, huh?
Yeah. is it back? Okay. Like an evil entity.
He's an evil entity, okay? And what is an entity?
An entity is like a spirit,
Okay,
a being.
did you put that in there?
Yes.
Okay, because you'll type this up on your computer and you'll be putting this into your final, okay?
Okay. So shows this makeup. Hmm?
Hey, Christine, let's work on this in a breakout room, okay? Because
Okay.
I see everyone else is ready to work, all right?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna pause the recording and I'll meet you in a breakout room. Just hold on a sec.